Hello, welcome to episode 34 of the Perfect Genetics Challenge. Carrot's here, and this is the rest of Donna's household. It might go to episode 35, we'll see what happens. Episode 33 ended with an abduction beginning. That abduction was of Matteo. Someone gets abducted just about every night. This night in particular was Matteo's turn, apparently. He raced outside and waited patiently, and they finally turned up and took him away. Bye-bye, Matteo. He'll be back shortly. When Matteo came back, the sky was getting pink over the house. It was dawn approaching, and they've still got their green flame going. Next day found Mabel working on her fishing skill in the wishing well, and Matteo was out in the garden building his gardening skill. Patricia was out and about collecting things, including minor pets, when she had to pass through the festival grounds, and the snow cone machine proved far too tempting. So she stopped off for a little break to recharge her batteries and cool down with a delicious snow cone. She enjoyed every lick of that beautiful, cool, sweet treat. And then she was off chasing birds in there. She has just caught a lilac-breasted roller and a womrat. To check a few things on the tablet before she continued on, and later that evening, when it was getting a bit dark and time to go home, she spotted a spotted sixum, which she promptly captured. She can't pick up seeds, she's too little, so we didn't collect any seeds. By the time Patricia got home, Matteo was working on his fishing skill in the wishing well, where most is still just concentrating on skill building and completing lifetime wishes and getting this garden emptied. We've got to get rid of all the plants except for the money trees before we move on to the new house. As soon as that garden is cleared, we will go to the new house. I was impressed with the size of this space rock that Patricia brought home with her. Such a tiny little sim with such a huge rock in her pocket. It's late, and Petunia is sitting very pensively rocking herself in her rocking chair that used to be in her bedroom, but now it's out of her bedroom to make way for a bed for Patricia to sleep in. Donna's sitting in one of her chairs that she sculpted from ice. She's reading. She's getting a very cold bottom. She gets a moodlet for that. Cold. I got her the lifetime reward, Loves the Cold, but it didn't make any difference. She still gets a negative cold moodlet when she sits in one of her ice chairs. Ever since she got the Queen of the Fae lifetime reward, she's had those lights buzzing around her head. Hello, it's all happening. Unicorns and an alien abduction, all at the same time. Looks like Matteo was their target this time. Off he goes. We'll wait, he'll be back. There he is, with the alien running off instead of flying off in a spaceship. And the unicorns are still there. Two girls are out hunting, searching for minor pets and butterflies and things. Here's Connie. She's just got a butterfly and now she's about to grab a bird. I think it's an African grey parrot, if I'm not mistaken. There's the balloon in the distance. I keep thinking I should get her to fix her umbrella, but I haven't done that yet. I don't know where they all got their umbrellas from. They all seem to have them, and I didn't give them to any of them. Here is little Petunia. She just got her lifetime wish by catching that final snake. She's now officially a zoologist. She's got 20 minor pets in her pocket, except I've deleted most of them. Well, look at the garden. It's almost all gone. And from here on, Donna is going to be frantically blooming and harvesting plants over and over again until they have all died. And we can take the soil rugs away and the sprinklers and pack up the last of their belongings and head off to a new house. Now, I just saw something happening there, something I didn't expect. Connie was getting DNA from Mable, and I checked Connie's inventory, and Connie's been getting DNA from everybody. She's got heaps of DNA, including at least 2 samples from Mable. So I thought I'd let the devil get into me again, and Connie is now cloning Mable. I don't know that Connie wanted to actually go ahead with this. She didn't have a wish to clone Mable. She was just collecting Mabel's DNA again. So I thought, if you're going to do that, we'll just add a clone to the household. Sometimes when you get a clone, or quite often when you get a clone, they get given the evil trait. If this little one becomes an evil plant sim, that will be interesting. She'll be an interesting addition to my future planned video with all of the plant sims together in one household. So there she is, the sweet little bundle of pink and green joy. And what were we going to call her? How about Marigold? That's another nice flowery name. And I have another idea that's been bugging me for a while. I've wanted to know, what would it be like to have a plant sim that's also a fairy? So I'm going to add the fairy occult to this little one. But before we get into that, here we are. We've got Mabel sucking up all the water. That's what she's doing. That's why she's clearing the puddles with her feet. The other two are arguing about, well, actually the three of them are arguing about which puddle they can mop up at the same time. I keep giving them puddles separately, way apart from each other, and they always finish that puddle and all go to the same one as the next puddle. It's getting a little bit repetitive, but this is what they're up to. We've got rid of the sprinklers, and now it's all about getting rid of the puddles as well. I needed to get the puddles cleared in that corner because I wanted to get the crib out of the family inventory and the swing as well and set them up in that corner so that we'd have somewhere to put baby Marigold. Mabel's doing a good job there absorbing all the puddles, and I can hear Donna is still busily blooming, and I can see that puddle is expanding that she just mopped up. We'll have to get rid of those sprinklers because we can't get rid of the puddles if the sprinklers are still adding more water. So there we go, there's Donna. She's still at work blooming those plants. As you can see, there's less of them there now than there was before. And she's going to keep doing this until there are no plants left. We'll let them all go barren and then dispose of dead plants. But they get lots of extra harvestables in the process. But this would have taken another week or two, I think, of sim time to get all of these plants to die, which is what I wanted them to do. And I thought I'll take advantage of Donna's ability to bloom and just make them be have the harvest there 8 or 10 times in a single sim day, as many times as necessary to get them to the state where they are tired and they become barren. So we'll get this all done very quickly now. Much later, and Donna is still hard at work, and there's a ghost story going on there behind her. And here is baby Marigold in her brand new nursery in the new house. And she's got red wings. We're going to have to change that. We can't have a Marigold with red wings. I'm going to give her golden yellow wings. Note, she's got an imaginary friend. Donna's discovered she's spoilt for choice in her new house. Not only does she have a huge bedroom with a large ensuite bathroom and a fairy house down in the bottom basement where her money tree orchard is going to be, or her money tree forest. She's also got a fairy castle, and she took no time at all in deciding that the fairy castle is the place for a fairy house party, and got to work immediately. And here's Matteo trying out the new dining room. Unfortunately, he's chosen a muffin that's past its use-by date. He's not enjoying it very much. And the alien abductions continue. And if you see off in the distance on top of the hill towards the left middle of the screen, there's a orangish sort of a house. That's a house across the road from their old house. So they've moved from up on top of the hill to down in the middle of the town. Looks like Donna's going to be the one to be abducted this time. I chose this lot for them because it's the only 40 by 40 lot that I could find that was available in Sunset Valley, and the lot I've chosen for them to live in Moonlight Falls is a 40 by 40 lot. Donna's got a large collection of uncut gems, and she's going to spend the next few sim days cutting gems until she can cut everything up to and including the moon cut. I've got these two cupboards here where she can put away her metals and gems in one and insects in the other. They've all got very full inventories, and I'm going to spend quite some time getting everything possible out of the inventories. There's no sprinklers on this lot, so now this dancing on the dance floor to the music is going to become Donna's most favourite activity when she's not being kept busy with something else. There was no music for her to dance to in the old lot. She's heading around the corner where there's some bedrooms. She's going straight to the nursery. That's where little Marigold is sleeping. And Marigold's got her golden wings now, although you won't see them properly while she's still a baby, but we'll be aging her up shortly. I'm not sure if Donna realises where Marigold has come from, but she's taking good care of her anyway. With all these teens and children and babies in this household, and she has not had any of her own children. I have plans for her to have lots in the future. They're going to be grandchildren of Olivia and Don. This is at the other end of the level that Donna is on at the moment. I'm going to refer to this level as the bedroom level because all along one wall and around one side there is bedrooms. That's all those doors you see are leading into bedrooms. And it's time for Marigold to age up and become a toddler. The kitchen level and the dining room is a very small level directly above the bedroom level. And as you can see with the bedroom level, lots of the ceilings are black. That's because the level above is very small. I haven't made it a full lot sized. That'll explain why so much of the ceiling on this level is black. So the candles have been blown out. Looks like the whole household is there at the moment. Donna's gone off to do more dancing while Marigold comes a toddler and we'll see her wings. There they are, beautiful big golden yellow wings. Could have put a bit more orange in them, but I think that's enough. She's yellow. Okay, kids, you got to go and eat that cake now. I don't think Marigold wants a piece. I don't know where Donna's gone. I thought she was going to dance, but she's vanished. Marigold looks so angelic. Her traits are grumpy and evil, so she should be an interesting sim to have around. I used to always avoid having evil sims until I had a few by accident and discovered how entertaining they can be. And James in the Perfect Genetics household is grumpy. Might try to pair him up with Marigold. Maybe not, but they'd have trait in common, wouldn't they? There's a lot more sims in this household than I had planned. See where the upstairs level is smaller than the downstairs level? That explains why we've got so much black ceiling downstairs. Now this is the top basement level. It's where I'm going to call it the kitchen, because that's probably what I'll think of whenever I'm sending them up here. It's just a big open space. Well, a relatively big open space. There's nothing, no rooms divided off, but it's big enough. It's got a kitchen, dining room, sitting room area where they can watch TV or read books. I think there's a computer in the corner as well. Marigold busy with her xylophone and peg box. I'm going to make sure that they've got that green flame going down in the basement too as soon as possible so she can get through her skills really fast, because she's not going to be a toddler for long. I'm going to age her up the child as soon as she can. She's done all her skills and read her books, and I'll age the teens up to young adult so we've got them ready to move to Moonlight Falls, because I'm going to rotate Donna into the house with the rest of the Walker family where she can get to know Gary, who's the eldest. I've done all this effort to give Gary a wife who you will all know all about. She won't be a mystery woman. I thought it was worth it for him because he's the first baby born in my Perfect Genetics challenge. So here's Donna, Gary's future wife, and she is planting her money tree forest. The thing that happened, she had 48 money trees over in the old house, but I had trouble moving them, and only 23 of them moved successfully. So all those fully grown money trees that you can see there, they all came out of the garden in the old house. I used the Debug Enabler mod to move them to the family inventory, and then I got them out of the family inventory here. But they don't always go into the inventory in a state that is usable afterwards, which is unfortunate. However, Donna had managed to collect 30 money tree seeds, and a couple of the others of the teens have got money tree seeds in their inventories as well. So they're going to have more money trees in this house than in the other house. And money trees live for a really long time. They'll probably last 2 or 3 generations in this house. There's no sprinklers, but they've got the Swift Grow gardening stations that came with the Stone's Throw greenhouse lot. The thing about them though is if your computer isn't very powerful, they might cause problems for you because there's lots of spawners under each one. We've given Mabel the job of teaching little Marigold to talk and walk and potty. Even though plant sims don't need to potty, they don't have a bladder need, they do need to learn to potty as a toddler if you want to be able to choose their trait when they age up the child. But with that green flame going, it only takes one click on the potty and they're potty trained, so it's no big deal. And this is where Donna's decided to sleep for the night. She's in the fairy castle. Good night, Donna. Sweet dreams. Back inside the house, Marigold and Mabel still have work to do. Marigold needs to learn how to walk. First, she needs to learn to talk, and Mabel has got the job. The yellow in Mabel's outfit matches Marigold's yellow wings, sort of. And Mateo's turned up to repair the computer. It's smoking. It won't take him long, and he's developing his handiness skill in the process. Mateo got the computer fixed just before Marigold learnt how to talk. And I know some of you love to watch the plant sim teaching the toddler to walk, so we'll just see a little bit of Mabel teaching Marigold her walking skill. It is a fun animation to watch sometimes, just the little toddler and the sim teaching them to walk. Marigold wasn't exactly cooperating then, was she? Now, Patricia's been out looking for things, and while she was running around, she decided that she wanted to visit the local pool, and it was worth a few lifetime happiness points for her, so I decided to let her drop in at the pool and have a swim with some of the locals. So that is why she's here, just to get lifetime happiness points. Zebra butterflies. Now that's something we don't see very often. I think these are part of the group of butterflies that only appear if you have been collecting for a really long time. And these children have been at it for a long time now, and they have caught dozens of butterflies. So I suppose that's why the zebras are now popping out. And there, Petunia caught that one quite easily. Need a bit of skill to catch a zebra butterfly. I want to start aging the teens up, but two of them have got opportunities that required them to visit France to interview someone. So we went to France, and then Donna had an opportunity to deliver 3 dragonfish to the military. So we had to go to China as well. So after they'd done China and France, I thought they might as well also go visit Egypt, and that's why we got into a bit of trouble. So while they were in France, Connie had to interview the general goods merchant, and Mabel had to go and interview the book merchant, which took them a few seconds in each place after they'd introduced themselves to the various merchants. And then we had some free time, so we went chasing butterflies and moths and lots of fishing at the little fishing hole. It was a great time was had by all. We're going to see a bit of it now. While Mabel was fishing at the little fishing hole, Connie caught a rainbow butterfly, which was worth over 1,000 simoleons. And there's a glowy fly. And this is Patricia. She's on the little island in the middle of the river. She teleported across. That night there was unicorns at the pond in the distance near the railway tunnel. We saw the train too. There's a unicorn drinking, making the rainbow come out of its head, out of the ground where it's drinking from. Or maybe it's eating grass. And the aliens found them in France as well. They were staying at the base camp, and yep, there's the aliens, taking them away and bringing them back again. Just goes on and on. Later, Donna went searching for fireflies. It's a great place to find fireflies in France. There's usually lots of them to be had, green ones. Some more glowy flies, and Patricia's going to catch them too. And more glowy flies. This is back on the little island again in the middle of the river. Of course, they get more than butterflies here. They pick wildflowers, get to excavation spots and pick up gems and metals and catch beetles on that little island. I'm only showing you a few little highlights here and there. And we found some zebra butterflies as well. Patricia's getting a lot of good butterflies. Donna got an opportunity to do a tomb, and Patricia joined her to see what she could pick up. I found in the end that as a child she could collect most things that were lying on the ground, but nothing much else. This, of course, is at the burial ground, the first adventure that you get when you go to France. I'm not going to do tomb walkthroughs with this series of videos. If you're interested in the details of going through each tomb, the second playlist of the Isle of Paradiso bunch does that for you. That's it for France. This is Mabel being abducted from the base camp in Egypt. And then she got returned eventually. An alien just ran off. It's hailing and she's not happy. She's getting hit on the head with lumps of ice. She's sad about the alien, but she's even less happy with the ice hitting her on the head. If she hurries up and gets into that tent, she should be okay. She'll be able to have a little sleep until morning. There she goes. She finally got the right idea, and into the tent she went. We are still in Egypt, and Connie's gone into the tomb at the copper quarry. This is not part of an adventure. It's just there. You can go into it any time and work your way through it. You just need Pangu's axe from China to complete it. And it's also good if your sim is able to teleport if you want to get the final thing, which is a piece of the tomb collection. I'm not going to let any of this group get Pangu's axe because you can only have one of them in any game, and they're going to be moving to Moonlight Falls. And if ever I want to have Sims complete adventures, they won't be able to do the Pangu's axe adventure, or at least they won't be able to get the axe if this lot have arrived there with the axe, so we won't be chasing Pangu's axe. And you need to have a sim that can teleport to be able to get the part of the tomb collection, because it's a huge chasm. There's no way across other than by teleporting. I'm going to get Connie to clear as many rubble piles as she needs to get her speed up. She will eventually be able to clear them about 35% faster when she's cleared enough of them. And once she's done enough, I'll get somebody else to come in here and start clearing them. Will probably be Mateo, I think. But there's lots of treasure to be had under these various rubble piles. One of them has revealed a door and a keystone lock. She will find the keystone and will get that door open, but she won't be able to go too far because there's boulders down there which require Pangu's axe to smash them. She's found some copper. Most of the metals that she finds in this tomb are already smelted. Give you a bit of a look overhead at the size of the tomb. It's not a very big tomb, but there's a lot in it. Just let you have a bit of a look around this area where there's a fence. You can just walk straight through it. It doesn't really do much. It's just there. But there's plenty of treasure down this end of the tomb, just sitting on benches and things, as well as under rubble piles. Okay, now Mateo's arrived. This is down the next level. We've gone through a door and down some steps. The door we've gone through is the one that opens when the sim puts their hand into a hole in the wall. And this is as far down as we can get if we don't have Pangu's axe. Obviously, Connie has managed to get her rubble clearing skill up so she can get them done 35% faster, and now Mateo's having a go at it. I can see he has revealed a treasure. It could be a cut gem, or it might just be gem dust. I can't really tell from here. Sounds like there's a thunderstorm going on outside. So this is about it for the copper quarry. I'll just leave them in here, let them finish it off. You don't need to watch them. There's nothing much more they can do. Just there's some treasure chests that they can open down here as well, but mostly they can't get much further than what they are at the moment. All so much more of the same thing that you've already seen. Connie went through the door Mateo discovered when he cleared a rubble pile, and she found a keystone on the bench and a treasure chest to open. She just got a bit of bread out of the treasure chest, one of those things, meals that they can buy, dried food that they can buy at the general store. And those rubble piles down here as well. She might as well clear it. She's pretty quick now with her rubble pile clearing, and that's a very small rubble pile. There's thunder out there too. That's what happens sometimes when you've got seasons. The weather makes it interesting. So that's where that keystone goes, into that keystone keyhole. You saw that earlier when she was clearing those rubble piles that are just piles of a few stones now. She can't do much through that door because that's where she encounters just a set of steps she can go down, but then she will encounter the boulders that need Pangu's axe. Now here is a different tomb that Donna is doing. She did a few tombs. When we get home, you'll see all of the stuff they collected. It was quite impressive. This one is the original tomb that they get when they first get their first adventure. Connie just got a reward, her lifetime happiness reward, for finding a whole lot of wildflowers. Now this is the Tomb of the Burning Sands. It's part of Donna's opportunity. It's the Morku Corp opportunity. And she goes through the burning sand. She's got to find a few flame fruit. And Mateo came to help her out because this has got a couple of tombs in it that they can complete. Then she went through the Sphinx because she felt like going through the Sphinx. It wasn't a part of an adventure. She didn't need a keystone to get in here. This is where the Sims have to come if they want to plead to the Sphinx to cure them if they've been cursed. Now here we are, we're back home in Sunset Valley, and Donna's putting together some of the bits and pieces that they found, and she just made a pushable statue that she got all the pieces from one of the tombs that she was in, or she might have got them from bits and pieces of them from a few tombs. They've got to find 5 pieces, I think. And Mateo's got something to put together as well. What's he making? A sarcophagus. Now there's 2 problems with them coming home. I brought them home prematurely. Well, sort of. First of all, Donna had to catch 3 dragonfish, but I forgot how many she needed to catch. And when she'd caught 2, her opportunity changed to say she needed to go home to complete the opportunity. So we went off to France, and then we went to Egypt, where they started doing that Tomb of the Desert Ocean. That's Mateo. He just cut some tiberium. He's going to have to get that out of his inventory. It'll make him sick. Anyway, she was going through the Tomb of the Desert Ocean, and time ran out and we got sent home. So I'd like to finish that tomb, because when they came home they only had 4 pieces of the sarcophagus of the kings. So Mateo and Donna are going to go back. Now Mateo's been there cutting gems, and then he got a knock on the door, and he came out to do trick or treat. This is a couple of the bunch children. I think it's Lisa and Ethan, but I'm not sure. And it looked like Mateo had given her one of his cut gems as a treat, and I wasn't very happy about that. But since I didn't know what he'd given her, and I didn't know what he had in his inventory, I really couldn't check. But it did look like a spiky gem, one of those really valuable ones. I didn't know what he was going to do. He just ran up to the door when he was in the middle of doing these gem cutting. So I've got him back to cutting gems. So yeah, I'm going to send Mateo and Donna back to China so Donna can get that extra dragonfish, and then they can go to Egypt and finish Morku opportunity. And when I did send them back, I was all excited about the tomb, and I sent them to Egypt first. And when they got to Egypt, the tombs were all messed up, and we couldn't get the opportunity. And I thought, well, just as long as she gets the pieces of the sarcophagus, I'll be happy. But even that didn't work out. And then in the end, it got so messed up that I just closed it down without saving. Decided to abandon the world adventure things, but I keep changing my mind all the time. And we ended up going back to Egypt, and the second time it worked perfectly. See, what I had done though was I'd got the traveller mod, and I had travelled from China to France to Egypt, and that can mess things up. So that could have been why when we went back to Egypt it was a bit not working. Now we're about to have birthday parties for each of the 3 teens to age them up to young adult, but we're almost up to 30 minutes long for this video, so I'll stop it here, and this will be the end of episode 2 of the 3 episodes I'm going to be doing on Donna's household before I finally move them to Moonlight Falls. So I will see you in the next episode, and don't forget, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you would like to be notified of any future episodes, then it would be an idea to subscribe. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye for now, and happy simming.